At Voice of Africa, we're thrilled to bring you this defining moment from Mali, a powerful move that could change the game for foreign corporations in Africa. Today, we're diving into the bold and ambitious decision by the Malian government to consider revoking Barrick Gold's operating license. This decision isn't just about one company. It's a signal to the world that Mali is serious about ensuring its resources benefit its people and economy above all. This isn't just a news update. It's a story of determination, national pride, and the unwavering belief that Mali's wealth should serve its citizens first. Recently, Mali's Ministries of Economy and Finance, along with the Ministry of Mines, released a joint statement denouncing Barrick Gold's alleged failure to honor commitments made in a renegotiation agreement just last September. This renegotiation included several critical provisions covering social and environmental responsibilities and ensuring compliance with foreign exchange regulations. These terms were not put in place as mere formalities. They were carefully crafted to secure Mali's economic interests, protect the welfare of communities, and preserve environmental health. In short, they are Mali's way of safeguarding both the country's present and its future. For the Malian government, this decision to consider withdrawing Barrick Gold's license is not a step taken lightly. Before reaching this point, they issued repeated warnings and opened avenues for appeals, giving Barrick every opportunity to meet its obligations. Yet despite these chances, Barrick's alleged non-compliance has put the stability and integrity of its operations in Mali at risk, jeopardizing the well-being of both the Malian people and the state itself. By taking this stance, Mali sends a powerful message to multinational corporations. There will be no exceptions or special treatment when it comes to respecting the nation's laws. This moment also speaks to a broader vision Mali has been pursuing for years. The government has embarked on a mission to overhaul the mining sector, with the aim of ensuring a fairer distribution of revenues and tightening its control over natural resources. Mali's mineral wealth, particularly its gold reserves, has the potential to transform the nation's economy in unprecedented ways. However, for this transformation to benefit all Malians, foreign companies operating within Mali must strictly adhere to the rules and regulations in place. These laws and guidelines are not just bureaucratic hurdles. They are essential to making sure that Mali's resources generate real, meaningful growth for the country, addressing social needs, creating jobs, building infrastructure, and uplifting the lives of ordinary citizens. In this case, Mali's stance is about more than enforcing financial obligations. It's about setting a precedent that will have lasting impact. By showing that even major international corporations are not above the law, Mali asserts itself as a nation that values fairness and accountability in its economic dealings. This stand serves as a powerful reminder to other multinational companies that may consider exploiting Mali's resources without fully respecting local laws. For the government, ensuring compliance from companies like Barrick Gold is critical to achieving sustainable and equitable long-term growth. It's also a reflection of Mali's determination to maintain control over its own resources, signaling that the era of unchecked exploitation by foreign interests is coming to an end. One key issue raised by the government is Barrick Gold's alleged neglect of its social and environmental responsibilities. Gold mining, like many large-scale industrial activities, can have significant and lasting effects on local communities and ecosystems. Malian authorities have become increasingly proactive in enforcing regulations that protect local populations from these impacts. This includes making sure that companies adopt practices to minimize environmental damage and contribute directly to the well-being of affected communities. The failure of Barrick Gold to uphold these responsibilities is seen by many as a betrayal of the trust placed in them, not just by the Malian government, but also by the communities whose lives are touched by their operations. By considering the withdrawal of the company's license, Mali reaffirms its commitment to environmental stewardship and the well-being of its people, values that should always come before profit. Another issue is Barrick's alleged failure to comply with foreign exchange regulations, a serious concern for Mali's economy. In many resource-rich nations, foreign corporations have historically funneled much of their profits out of the country without reinvesting in the local economy. By enforcing foreign exchange regulations, Mali aims to curb this outflow, ensuring that the wealth generated from its resources remains within the country. This approach not only strengthens Mali's currency, but also stimulates economic activity and growth. Holding Barrick accountable for its foreign exchange practices reflects Mali's resolve to retain a larger share of the wealth generated from its own resources, reducing reliance on foreign aid and loans, and moving toward a future where it can rely on its own strengths and resources. This decision is not just about enforcing legalities, it's about honoring principles of transparency, justice, and sovereignty. Every Malian citizen has a stake in the nation's mineral wealth, and by upholding these laws, the government is acting to protect that stake. Barrick Gold's actions, as alleged, risk depriving Malians of the full benefits of their resources, not only in terms of financial returns, but also regarding sustainable development and infrastructure improvements. This approach underscores the government's belief that resources should be managed in a way that directly contributes to the nation's progress, delivering tangible benefits that improve the lives of all citizens. It's a bold example of a government standing up for the rights of its people, even when facing potentially significant financial and diplomatic repercussions. Across Africa, nations are increasingly asserting their right to control their own resources. Mali's push for a fairer distribution of mining revenue aligns with this larger movement. For far too long, African countries have seen multinational corporations extract tremendous wealth from their lands while leaving little behind. By taking this stand with Barrick Gold, Mali joins a wave of resource-rich nations advocating for a new model of economic development, one that emphasizes national sovereignty and the well-being of the people over the interests of foreign corporations. This decision is a step toward reversing a long history of imbalance, and it's inspiring to witness Mali leading the way. In recent years, Mali's government has shown a strong commitment to building a better future for its citizens. This includes implementing policies that maximize the country's resources for the benefit of all Malians, not just a privileged few. By challenging Barrick Gold's operating license, Mali reaffirms its dedication to these goals. This move also demonstrates to other multinational companies that Mali will not compromise on its standards, and that it expects all investors to respect its sovereignty and laws. In the long term, this commitment will help establish Mali as an attractive destination for companies that are willing to comply with local laws and contribute positively to the nation's development. Mali's stance is a breath of fresh air, especially in a world where many developing nations are pressured to give in to the demands of large corporations. The government's resolve in prioritizing its own laws and the welfare of its citizens over corporate interests is an inspiring example of responsible governance. By holding Barrick Gold accountable, Mali reinforces the belief that its resources are a national treasure, not merely a commodity for foreign profit. This action resonates far beyond Mali's borders, sending a message to other African nations that they too have the right to demand fairness and accountability from foreign investors. Ultimately, the potential withdrawal of Barrick Gold's license is a call for a more balanced, ethical mining industry in Mali. The government's approach is one that aims to secure not only economic benefits, but also social and environmental protections for its people. Mali's determination to enforce its regulations and protect its resources reflects a broader vision for independence and progress. As the nation moves forward, it's clear that Mali will continue to demand respect and responsibility from those who seek to profit from its wealth. At Voice of Africa, we're committed to bringing you stories of resilience, sovereignty, and empowerment from across the continent. If you're as inspired by Mali's bold actions as we are, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the conversation and let us know what you think about this groundbreaking decision. Do you believe this move could reshape how foreign corporations operate in Africa? Could it inspire other nations to follow suit? Let's keep this discussion going, and together, let's celebrate Mali's commitment to securing a future where its resources drive progress for its people. Stay connected with Voice of Africa as we continue to highlight these transformative stories.